Hey, Rio here. It is week 2. Whenever you watch this, right? So I'm actually recording this in your future. Or is it in my past? I don't know. It's relative. Now, why do I say this? It's because I'm releasing this week and therefore recording the Start Here video in the week prior to the start of the semester. So, what I don't have the benefit of as of right now is some of the questions that I like to cover during these videos that students ask me, right? And they're always something that I in hindsight go, oh yeah, I should cover that in the video. But sometimes because I'm working in the future, past, I don't know. Now, here's really what I mean by that is that I attempt to have for you at minimum 2 weeks of content for you to work on. Of course, the thing about this class, and I've had a couple of students ask me about, is it synchronous? Is it asynchronous, right? And oftentimes I think the fact that you're asking that is a really good thing because most students I have found up until kind of the world that we live in never understood that concept, right? I don't require you to be in a Zoom session with me at an exact time in any day of the week. What I do require you to do is get work done, right? So we have due dates that are weekly. Something I actually have been thinking about breaking into twice a week, but for this semester, I'm not. So maybe because here's what happens, and I'll be honest with you. And again, this may be a little bit of a repeat of week 1, so bear with me. Is if students only work on this class at night, something due, right? It's not the intention, right? The intention is here's the work you need, schedule yourself accordingly. I'm not saying you have to work on it every day or maybe every other day, but you need to work on it so that you have scheduled out your time so that you're not feeling so rushed to get things done. But here's the reality is I can't enforce that, nor should I. Honestly, that's something as a student. And trust me, I get the same thing on my life. Like I have to work on something, especially a skill or knowledge or whatever that I want to build in my life. I got to give it a certain amount of time. Okay, so my class is set up so that, as I said, I give you 2 weeks at minimum, 3 if you want it. Contact me about that. Of content for you to work on. So I'm releasing this content before the actual start of the semester. So I'm on Wednesday, January 6th. Our semester starts on the 11th. I've already had a pretty good group set of you already sign up, get into the class, set up the My IT lab, which is awesome, getting work done, understanding the way this class is set up. So I thought, well, normally I wait till Friday, but I think I'll do it today, Wednesday, just to give you, again, a little bit of a heads up. Okay? All right, so this week, we look at Chapter 2. And there's some good video here about, input, output, and understanding the idea of hardware, and then, talking with computers. And man, I tell you, some of this video is a little bit old, but the concepts are still very relevant in our world, and especially the self-driving cars, which is our discussion this week. And the thing I would say about the discussion is what I said about the last discussion. I give you some, numeric points to make sure you do and then cover in your writing, but don't write one and then answer the question. Remember, if you don't know, this is a college level class, so do college level writing, write narratives, right? Which basically just means write good paragraphs that cover these concepts, okay? Now, I personally have some experience with self-driving cars. I got one this summer. And for a lot of different reasons, and if you want to know more, please feel free to ask me. And maybe that's a reason to join Discord. If you don't know about Discord, I gave you a link to it last week. And it's basically a place that we can all chat. And because I run it for students that have taken my classes in the past, there's a lot of different people on that server. I look forward to more coming on. But what I've done is also created, in addition to that kind of general discussion, but I also have created a private channel called just for students in this class. That way, when you're asking questions, it doesn't get put in the general server area. Now, why do I bring this up? In case you want to ask me any more questions, but I actually now, my car is not fully, and there's levels of autonomous driving, 1 through 5. And this car that we got is not, it's for our business, but it definitely can drive itself. You do have to keep your hands on the steering wheel so that the system knows you're paying attention, and you definitely should. I've had one occasion where I was driving, and ahead of me was an underpass, and the system, and in this case, the car that which I'm finding, I don't want to say the car I'm driving, because I feel like if I do say what it is, you're going to make certain assumptions about me that are not true. Okay. So it's a Tesla, and we bought a Tesla because we have a plant-based food deliveries restaurant and service. Again, I'm not promoting that to you. I'm just telling you that's why we got it. But we also drive it for just our personal reasons as well. And that thing, when it saw the darkness of an underpass, slammed. I had it in self-driving mode, what they call autopilot. And it slammed on the brakes, scared me so bad, my heart was right? So it's not perfect. It's not. And if you expect it to be perfect, you're going to be in trouble. But most people have just a feeling that they would never want the car to drive for them. But the technology is really evolving. So anyway, if you want to know any more about that, let me know. I probably have said more than I probably intended to. Again, I was hesitant to, but you got it. So you also have your Chapter 2 quiz this week, and then your Word Lab 1. And hopefully you've navigated and got into the My IT Lab, understand the way you complete it. And again, there's video here to help you understand. The thing I'm going to say for this week, and I promise it's the last thing, is that you are working on these simulated environments. The Word, the Microsoft Windows for week 1, the Word for week 2, Lab 1, and they'll have 4 of these Word Lab 1 through 4. And then after that, you'll actually have a project that you'll need full Microsoft Word on your system in order to complete. So we're going to move, like right now, we're in what's called the simulated environment. You're not actually running Word, but you're learning Word through a simulation. Is it the Matrix? We could talk about that. It's not the Matrix. But anyway, just understand that that's where we're at. And as we move towards what we term the lab exams, then you'll need full Microsoft Office. And I'll be talking about that through this series of videos for every week. So welcome to week 2. Probably a little longer than I intended, but here's the thing. In your reply, is there anything about in this content that I covered that you would like to know more about? If so, any of it, let me know. That's what I want to see in your reply. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. The next video from me will probably be after the start of the semester, so maybe I'll have some better student questions to cover. Have a great one. Peace out.